As the auto driver turned onto the paved road outside the abandoned complex, Mandy flicked her eyes to the upper right, triggering her comm to power on. A contact lens in her right eye projected the screen into her retina. The date, September 5, and the time, 3:57 p.m., showed while the comm loaded a plethora of waiting messages and news stories. She ignored them and called her office. The busy indicator flashed. "What else?" Mandy muttered. "Message," she said aloud. "Boss, you wanted me to work the story? Boy, did I just work the story. Get back to me ASAP. This is big." Mandy's mind raced as the auto driver passed the derelict spaceport facilities, went out through the chain-link security gate, and rolled onto the causeway heading toward the mainland. The palm trees and tropical brush swayed under menacing skies. Inland, the clouds had darkened to nearly black with the onset of the violent thunderstorms common in late summer in this part of the world. Mandy's palm began to ache, and she realized she had closed her fist around the data chip in a vice-like grip. Slowly, she opened her hand and looked down. A large smile grew on her face, and she raised the chip to her mouth and kissed it before securing it in her vest pocket. It held a once-in-a-lifetime story. The car left the island and sped into traffic along the causeway across the Canaveral River. The sea breeze had picked up along the brackish water estuary, pushing waves into the windward seawall flanking the road, sending spray high into the air. On the leeward side, the water rippled into small waves that would grow and roll to make their own splash on the next causeway down the river. As the car started onto the tall bridge spanning the channel, the auto driver accelerated. At first, compensating for the grade, the acceleration continued. Mandy looked up. The car swerved, clipping a slower vehicle and knocking her head into the side window so hard that she saw stars. "Driver!" Mandy gave a dazed yell. "Emergency stop!" The automated controls didn't respond. The auto driver dodged and weaved between other vehicles as each fought to evade the malfunctioning car. Mandy braced herself with the door handle and lunged for the manual emergency stop, smacking the button on the console with her palm. The car sped on. Again and again she pounded the button with no effect. At the top of the bridge, the car hit the left guardrail and bounced off violently. Mandy's head hit the window even harder than before, stunning her. The car swerved again, and with a sickening crunch, she was thrown forward. In the second and a half of free fall that followed, she had just enough time to gather her senses enough to see the murky, green waters of the Canaveral River come crashing through the windshield. 1. 1 week earlier. Earth date, August 27, 2108. Chapter 2. Earth. The town of Wukari is no stranger to violence. The news correspondent spoke over the scene on Mandy's portable holovid. Wrecked, burning vehicles and decimated buildings dominated the shot among the few bodies littering the street. A fresh atrocity at the hands of contract soldiers in the Euro-American coalition military is stirring outrage in this Nigerian border town. The 353rd Tech Standard Incorporated, or TSI, Air Infantry Battalion of the Coalition, descended on Wukari in the early dawn hours of August 27, according to officials. Residents were awakened to small firefight between TSI troops and soldiers that TSI claims were high-ranking members of the Nashira Brigade, an outer sphere splinter group. Local militia returned fire against TSI, say officials. The visuals shifted to shaky amateur footage of an armored troop carrier as it roared in over the town, its 4 massive thrusters gimbaling to bring it to a hover above the battle. 2 doors on its underside slid open, and its ventral twin autocannon turret emerged, spraying 40mm high-explosive shells indiscriminately into surrounding buildings. Small autonomous drones buzzed overhead, the noise of the machines muffled through the holovid. According to eyewitnesses, the battle raged for more than 5 hours with coalition drones providing aerial support to armored walkers and heavy infantry on the ground. Footage showed a soldier in large, heavily armed mechanical armor firing missiles from an integrated backpack. As many as 400 are dead, according to local authorities.